I've got 18 with your old mate, the Kiwi Badger. And we're on the new bike. So, what is it, I wonder? Well, it's a V-twin. It's a V-twin. It's an 1800cc V-twin, is what it is. I picked myself up a 2015 Suzuki M109R. Is what I've got. It was sold brand new by Wolseley Motorcycles, and I am the second owner. All the servicing's been done by the same people that sold it, and I bought it off the same people who sold it originally. So yeah, pretty happy. She's a big gadonka. As I say, it's 1800 cc's. So it's no small bike, that's for sure. It's a 5-speed. It doesn't really need a 6th gear. At 100k an hour in 5th gear, it sits at 2500 RPM. So yeah, torque at any part of the rev range in any gear. It's quite a grunty machine. The only thing I didn't really, I suppose, like about buying it was the proposition of replacing the rear tyre. The rear tyre is a 240, so you're sitting about $600 for a rear tyre. At the moment, it's got Pirelli Night Dragons on it, so it's yet to be seen how far we can get on these. I don't intend on riding like a lunatic, so hopefully the rear tyre should last a wee while. But it actually came with a bit of like not a touring screen, but a wind deflector. It's quite hideous. It does a good job at deflecting wind, but it's ugly. So I've actually taken it off. I've left the brackets on. You can probably see the brackets down there exposed. Yeah, I've taken it off. It's silver with a charcoal, I suppose, a racing stripe, for want of a better word. There's not a lot I can tell you about it, really. It's a fairly simple motorbike in as much that the hand controls on the right hand side, you've obviously got the front brake, the throttle, the starter button and the kill switch. On the left hand side you've got high and low beams, emergency flashes, indicator and a horn, and the clutch. It's got heated hand grips, which are aftermarket. On top of the tank, you've got the speedo, the fuel gauge and a clock, as well as a trip counter and the odometer. Up front there you've got the tachometer and a gear indicator, as well as sort of warning lights like your indicator and that kind of thing. Big wide motorbike. Big wide motorbike. The tank is extremely wide. The seat is just as wide as the tank. It's a long tank, but not a particularly deep tank. Holds about 22 litres of fuel. Yeah. Let's have a look at this bike, eh?
Your destination is on the right.
My destination is on the right, okay. So this is the bike here. 2015 Suzuki M109R. Big huge rear tyre there, got a Cobra aftermarket exhaust and a sissy bar for my wife. But that's it, it's not an ugly bike, I don't think. Awesome inverted front forks, 4-pot calipers, 2 of them on the front. Obviously racing technology from G6R range, but look how wide that thing is. hugely wide. Comfy as though. And I'm really enjoying it at the moment. So that's the new bike, guys. Maybe a lot more videos coming out with me on it. We're going to do a range test because I think this bike is using way more petrol than what it should. I haven't been thrashing it, and I seem to get to the fuel light within about 60 kilometres. And if that's the case, this bike's going back to the dealer because that's just not right. It doesn't matter what we deliver. So what happens is it gets down a quarter of a tank and the fuel light up here starts flashing, and then it must get halfway through that and then it stops flashing and stays solid, but the indicator down here starts flashing. So I have zeroed out the trip counters. I've filled the tank up. I've got emergency fuel because I actually want to run out and see how far I get on a reserve tank as well. So we're going to cruise along. We're going to listen to some tunes, and yeah, also got to fix this. This bloody grip keeps coming off. Not good. But anyway, team, let's have a look. Right, so fuel range test completed. What will the 2015 Suzuki Boulevard M109R do on a full tank of fuel? I've just been over highway riding, hilly terrain, quite windy stuff, a lot of gear changes, and I got 172 kilometres from brimming to running out, and I got 35 kilometres from when the fuel light first came on. 35 kilometres on the fuel light to running out, and 170 kilometres in total distance travelled. Yeah, pretty unimpressive fuel economy, really. Mind you, it is a, well, as the name suggests, Boulevard. It is a street cruiser, so it's if you're wanting an economical long distance tourer, I would suggest this probably is not the machine. However, I'm going to still do some touring and whatnot on it. Only sort of overnight stuff with my wife, but yeah, I didn't buy a bike based on economy. So yeah, it's kind of where we're at. Yeah, hope that helps. Alright guys, bye.